Hello, ladies. Today's episode is going to be about how to not care what people think of you. And this is a hot topic because every woman really has this issue. Everyone always cares so much about what other people are thinking of them. They're always worried about it. They base their life decisions based on what other people are going to think of them, and not on how that thing is going to actually benefit their life. And so, yeah, I really wanted to talk about that today. So, yeah, welcome to Webcam Model Secrets podcast. My name is Jasmine, and today I'm going to be sharing some really good info with you guys. And this is going to help you to be as successful as possible and make as much money as you can. Doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you're an internet model, whether you have any other job. It doesn't really matter because this information applies to everybody. So even if you're in school or, you're just working or you have your own job, whether you're an entrepreneur, work for somebody else, or whether there's just something you really want to do that you know makes you happy, but you don't do it because of how much you're worried about what other people are going to think of you. And so I think that's a problem because you should be able to live your life and do what makes you happy and not worry about what anybody is thinking of you. It shouldn't stop you from living your best life. Worrying about that shouldn't stop you from doing anything that you really want to do. And so here I'm going to share how exactly to not give zero fucks about what anybody thinks of you. And so the number one reason is that, first of all, they don't pay your bills or support you. So people that are talking, anybody that is gossiping about you, anybody that, is talking anything bad about you, number one is they don't pay your bills. They don't support you. They don't do anything for you. So why should you care? Like, why should you care whether they judge whatever it is you choose to do? Because you have to understand, people are going to judge you no matter what. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. You could be a textbook perfect type person, and, people are still going to judge you. They're still going to talk bad about you. You could be a priest. You could be you could be a priest. You could be a teacher. You could be the president. You could be anybody, literally anybody in this world. You could have any identity and people are going to still talk bad about you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're married. It doesn't matter if you're single. It doesn't matter if you have kids or if you have no kids or whatever your case may be. Like, it doesn't matter. People are going to talk bad about you. People are going to think bad about you just because that's just how it is. Like, it doesn't matter. People are going to think good about you in the same way, but it's like there's nothing that you can really do about that. So you can't let that stop you. You can't let it stop you from doing what you really want to do. I'm not going to not do what makes me happy because of what somebody else thinks. Because at the end of the day, I have a certain lifestyle that I want to live, and I have certain standards that I've placed for myself that, we only have one life experience. You only have one life experience. So why wouldn't you want to live your best life experience because of what somebody else thinks, And another reason why you shouldn't care what people think about you is that they haven't lived life in your shoes to understand why you do certain things. And this is like a super big reason because, you know, if they haven't lived life in your shoes, if they haven't been through the things that you've been through, if they haven't lived life in your circumstances, then they couldn't even begin to understand the reason why you do certain things. You know, somebody might not understand why do women have certain jobs, or why do models model? Why do webcam models stay on the internet for as many hours as they do? Like, people wouldn't understand certain things, but it's like, you know, you don't know what they're going through. You don't know if, you know, they really, really need money for some urgent issue in their life. Like, you don't know what the reason is. And so, you know, you can't judge anybody on why they do what they do because you haven't lived life in their shoes. You can't judge somebody on anything. Like, it just comes down to your own life experience. Everyone has their own life experience. So, certain things they go through lead them to do certain things. And I've learned that in my own life. Like, you know, I've done certain things that I did because of the situation that I was in at the time. And I look back and it's like, you know, I look at like everything that I've done and it's like, you know, that was just the situation and the circumstance that I was in at the time that led me to that outcome. So it's like, you know, I can't judge somebody else for doing certain things because, you know, you haven't lived life in their shoes. And so that is why you shouldn't care what anybody thinks. They haven't gone through the things that you've gone through. Maybe you want a better lifestyle. Maybe you want an easier life. Maybe the internet model life is what gives you that beautiful lifestyle that you love. So why should you, you know, not live that lifestyle because you're scared of being judged by people? They really are irrelevant. Like, if they're not contributing in any way towards your happiness, then they're completely irrelevant in your life. And I would say, like, that's the third reason, because they just are completely irrelevant. You should not even give a fuck what they say about you. And the fourth reason why you should not care what anybody thinks is that people bully other people because they low-key hate themselves. They low-key don't think highly of themselves, so they put other people down. When you're good inside and you're happy inside, you don't have to put other people down. You know, there's no reason to put other people down. When you're so complete inside, all you want to do is like lift other people up. People that bully other people and that, you know, abusive men too, abusive people, anybody that's just mean to other human beings, like, that is because they just hate themselves. They have this inner hate to where they feel like they have to like hurt other people. And yeah, that's just how it is. You know, there's no other way around it. If you're trying to tear somebody down, it's because you hate yourself. And, you know, you just can't stand to see another person's success because, you know, maybe you don't believe in your own self. So, yeah, you shouldn't care about what they think. Because if they're trying to tear you down, They're trying to bring you down to their level, so it's already beneath you. So the next reason is that it's your life and no one else's. It's literally only your life. No one else can have your life. Nobody else is going to be able to live your life. So why shouldn't you do the things that you're passionate about? And also, the next reason is super, super important because it's just so true. And I feel like nobody ever thinks of this. They never, ever think of this. And it is that someday you're going to die, and so will they. So will all the people trying to talk about you or thinking bad about you. And nobody will even know you existed. You know, like, think about it. Someday, years down the road, you will die. And all the people you know will die too. And then all the people that they know will die too. And chances are that nobody is even going to know that you existed. Like, think about it. The people that you know in history that existed, they had to have done something, like, extremely, like, influential or powerful. Like we study in history, like, the presidents, any major historical characters, like, those are people that other people remember, like Martin Luther King, people like that. But, if you're just an average person and you're not influential in any way towards, like, millions and millions upon millions of people, then chances are, like, nobody's gonna know that you even existed. So, like, why should you even give a fuck about what people are thinking of you? Like, and I don't know how people don't think of this, because, like, they're so worried about what their friends or family are thinking, or people, like, are gonna judge them or something. And it's like, you're gonna die someday. Like, if you're not as influential like that, like, nobody is gonna really know. Your family won't really know. They won't really care. They're just busy in their own lives, in their own minds, in their own state of survival. So they really don't even care what you're going through. So with knowing that, it's like, why should you suffer? Why put yourself through the suffering? Like, what's the point? What's the point of putting yourself through being broke, suffering, worrying about what other people are thinking of you? And I had to tell myself this too, because I was very shy before. I was very, like, worried about what people would think of me. I always wanted to just blend in, just not put any attention to myself or anything. But then I'm like, why am I gonna go through suffering? Why am I gonna go through any suffering or anything like that? Why am I gonna go through that when I know that someday, like, it doesn't even matter. It's so irrelevant. Like, you could die tomorrow and who's gonna care? Like, that's just the truth. It sounds really harsh, but it's just the truth. So why would you not live your best life? Why would you not want to have the best things in life for yourself? Why would you want to live at a low standard, or what is deemed normal in society? They say that, like there's a certain percentage of people that they actually hate what they do. Like, majority of people, 80%, I think it's like 80% hate what they do for a living every day. And it's like, why would you put yourself through that? Like, life is so short. And I learned that when I worked at a nursing home for a year, and working with dying people, seeing, being around people in their last moments of life. Like, it really made me think about, like, how short life is. And, like, Sooner, before you know it, you're going to be at your deathbed, so are you really going to regret, like, when it comes to modeling and all that, like, are you really going to regret putting yourself out there? Are you going to regret making, a great lifestyle for yourself in your youth? Are you going to regret that? No, I think not. And I think if anything, you'll be able to save enough money for your retirement. Like, if you do, like, model full time, or if you do, whatever it is you do, like, are you going to if whatever you do that makes you happy, because that's the real point. It has to make you happy, You should not do anything that makes you unhappy or makes you uncomfortable or that you don't enjoy doing. Like, we didn't come here for that. You didn't come to this planet to be miserable. You didn't. You came here to be happy, to enjoy abundance, to enjoy all the great things that it has to offer. So why would you put yourself through that suffering? So yeah, like, that's a big one to think about, that I feel like people don't really see it. And I feel like the only reason why I was able to see it is because of my own life experience of working in a nursing home for a whole entire year full-time as a nurse assistant. As a CNA, I was working hands-on with these dying people, so I was able to see the process of death up close. So that kind of made me really think about life in a way that people that have never been around that, they don't think about it that way. They feel like they have all this time to, figure out what it is that makes them happy, or they have all this time to, maybe in the future, maybe someday they'll be able to do what makes them happy. But it's like, you only have one life. You only have one shot. You're only going to be this age for a certain amount of time, and after that, like, you can never go back. So why would you waste time being miserable? Like, that was something huge in my life. Like, I'm not gonna waste time anymore being miserable and doing what I don't want to do. Like, I want to live my life, my only one life. I want to live it in a beautiful way. I want to live it in a great way. I don't want to suffer anymore. So that's why I did what I did. That goes back to, the living your life in your own shoes thing. Like that has helped me realize what makes me happy. And I'm not going to put myself through unnecessary suffering, So the next reason why you shouldn't care what anyone thinks of you is that being broke helps no one. If there's a job you want to do, if there's, something that you've been wanting to do that that will bring in income, that will be enough to help you in life and, live the life of your dreams. If there's something you really want to do, but you're holding yourself back because of what people will think of you, being broke will help no one. It will literally help nobody. The more money you're able to make, the more people you'll be able to help. So you shouldn't look at money as oh, it's bad. People are going to think I'm money hungry or something like that. You shouldn't have that mentality, because, you being broke is not going to help anybody. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help your family. It's not going to help anyone you love. It's not going to help anybody. So why should you not do what you want to do that will bring in the necessary income to live that lifestyle? Why would you not do it? Because you care too much about what people think of you. So that is a big thing. The more money you have, the more you're able to help people. Before I started modeling, even when I was a nurse assistant, I didn't have enough money. I could barely support myself. And I was supporting my, the guy I was living with at the time, which I really stress you don't ever do. And then but I could barely help my mother. My mother is a cancer survivor. So I remembered throughout my childhood, like, just being worried about her all the time. And then on top of that, like, my family was struggling to pay bills. There was a point in time where, we were, my mom was really worried, and like we were all about to be like evicted out of our house because my dad couldn't pay. He got laid off from his job, and he could not pay the mortgage for the house or something. So we were about to, I remember my mom talking about, like, we might have to live in a shelter for a while. I remember seeing her crying. I remember just all this worried energy. And, like, I don't ever want to feel that again. I don't ever want to put my family through that, And so that kind of gave me a push, like, okay, I have to do something because I have to do something because, me being broke, let's say, if anyone in my family gets sick or hurt, or, we need money for something, it's not all on one person, it's not all on my father, or it's not all on my mother. I'll be able to help them because I have the money. And on top of that, like, even if I have children someday, like, if I have money, I'll be able to support them better as well. So it's like, and if you're wealthy, you're able to donate to charities. You're able to help more people. You're able to do a lot of more things that you couldn't do if you didn't have the money. So being broke really helps nobody. And so I want you to have the mindset of, like, having money will help more people. Having more money will be able to help more people, Because think about it, like, if I didn't do what I do and, like, live the life that I lived to be able to afford the phone that I'm recording from and the equipment that I'm using to upload this and everything else, and if I didn't gain the knowledge to spread this information, like, how would you be getting it right now? Especially if, like, for those that, like, really need help, like, how would they be getting that information if I didn't put myself out there, or anybody that you learn from, anybody that has helped you in life, like, how do you think they, if they didn't put themselves out there to make money, they wouldn't have been able to help you. So I want you to have that mentality when it comes to money, and why, you shouldn't be afraid to make a lot of money. You shouldn't hold yourself back from what you want to do, And the next reason is, this goes back to, like, the whole death thing, is you're getting closer to death each day, and you only have one life. Like, that's just the truth. Each day that goes by, you're getting closer to death. And I know it sounds really horrible, but it's the truth. Like, you only have a certain amount of time here right now. So why do anything that doesn't make you happy? You should do exactly what makes you happy and what you want to do, and do what will be able to let you live the lifestyle of your choice. Because, at the end of the day, like, it really doesn't matter, what you do, really. It matters the lifestyle that you want in the end. So think about, like, what you actually want in life. Like, what are the specific things you want in life? So for me, like, I wanted to stay at home. I wanted to work from home. I wanted to be comfortable all the time. I wanted to, not suffer. I wanted to have a job where it's like I don't have to chase clients. The clients chase me. Things like that. Like, you have to get really specific about what it is you actually want, and then go after the career or the job or whatever it is. Go after the thing that gives that to you. You don't ever want to go into a job because of what exactly the job is, but it just depends on what makes you happy, because you could be a doctor. You can make the same income, you can make the same amount of money as, let's say, a really, a successful model. You can make the same amount as a doctor, yet the doctor has to go through all these obstacles, all these schoolwork, all this degrees, all this really hard work to get that same lifestyle that you have. But you didn't have to put in that amount of work. You didn't have to put up all that money for college, So it's like, it really is, it goes down to working smarter and not harder, basically. That's just how life is. Like, you should work smarter and not harder. And so you should always do what makes you happy. Find out what it is you want and find out the quickest and easiest way that you can get there. And just do what lights up your life. Do what makes you happy, And another reason why you should not care what people think of you is that everyone is in their own bubble. Everyone's in their own little world. They don't care about you as much as you think they do. Everyone thinks people are constantly thinking about them and, like, worried about them or, judging them or something. But the truth is, like, everyone's worried about their own life. They're worried about their own things, what they're going to eat, what they're going to do, their own job, their own life, their own goals. Everyone is just in their own little bubble, and they don't care about you as much as you really think they do. So don't base your life decisions about caring what people think of you, because it's like they really don't care as much as you make them out to. And the last reason why you should not care at all what anybody thinks of you is that there are billions of people on earth, like, literally billions of people. And, like, we don't ever really get taught this, because in school and in life in general, we're all just caught up in, like, our own little communities. People rarely think about the world as a whole and how things affect other things as a whole, Like, there's billions of people on Earth. Like, I'm not sure the exact population, but whether it's millions or billions, like, there's a lot of fucking people on Earth, And, like, there's so many different countries. The world is so big. So many different languages. There's billions and billions upon billions of different personalities. Like, being unique is so beautiful. Like, and it doesn't matter what it is you do, because there's so many different things that you can do. Like, the options are limitless, whether you want to be a doctor, teacher, lawyer, consultant, sports person. Like, you can do anything it is you want in this world, literally. And being unique is literally so beautiful. It's your number one superpower. Your number one superpower is your uniqueness. And, nobody else can be you. Nobody else can be you. They can't look like you. They can't have your thought processes. Nobody can do things the way you can do. They can't speak the way you can. They can't, everyone's different, and why would you want to be the same as everyone else? Everyone is just trying to be similar. Everyone is trying to blend in. Everyone's trying to just do something that is so normal and average. Like, why would you want to be average? Like, that's boring. Average is so boring. Average doesn't give you anything good in life. There's nothing good that comes from being average, and that's just the truth. And like, I think your uniqueness is beautiful, and you should embrace that, and you shouldn't let what people think of you ruin having the best life experience you could possibly have. And so, yeah, stop giving a fuck what people think of you, because it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And that's the most beautiful thing ever. And literally, with knowing all those things, it really frees you. Your mind is able to be freed. It's just so much easier and lighter to go through life when you don't care about people's mindless opinions. You only have one life. Live your best life. Do what makes you happy. You deserve to have the best experience, the best human experience you can possibly have. And yeah, I wanted to share that today. I think it's very important that we as women stop caring about what people are thinking of us, especially when it comes to income streams, because it's our life. At the end of the day, you should be able to support yourself and do exactly whatever it is you want to do with your own money that you want to do to live your best life. So yeah, I wanted to leave that there today. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to leave my OnlyFans referral link down below if you would like to join OnlyFans, if you would like to start internet modeling and you need some guidance. I'd be happy to help you. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and remember, stop giving a fuck what people think.